I'm a very sentimental person.
This has been a real deep podcast.
I didn't mean it to be so. The death of Stalin.
That was not funny.
Oh!
It's the traditional hero arc. You want to see them struggle.
There's no heroes here. Come on.
No.
And I still think to this day that they probably are still, thrusting around the dark, so to speak.
I think, no, don't.
Hello, everybody. This is Paul Harbottle, and today, what am I doing? Considered and conceited. Yeah, sorry, I had to think for a moment which podcast I was doing. And with me today, in a confused and perplexed look on her face, is...
Why did you do that?
You just want to say your bloody name.
Pip.
Thank you.
Why did you do that? Are you just stuck on that now?
What? Yeah, I can't get IT crowd out of my head.
For those listening, before Paul pressed the record button, I was trying to explain to him that I'd had a disagreement with someone regarding whether heavy metal people can sing properly or not. And then I brought up Disturbed. And then I said that my sister's a fan except for the Silence song, but she likes listening to Cradle of Filth. And Paul goes, I didn't realise they were a real band. Because they discussed them in IT crowd.
Yes. Well, everything else is made up.
Does that bring everyone up to date?
Yeah. Everything else in that show is made up.
No, Cradle of Filth is, a German heavy metal band.
Even their Facebook is not Facebook. It's Friend Face.
Oh, well, I can't say Facebook because that would be...
Sued.
Oh, well, they'd have to pay to say it. would have saved them money.
Save the money and time.
Or the paperwork, yes. Anyway, so there you go. You've learnt something today. You've learnt that Cradle of Filth is a band, and you'll probably go and listen to them now, Paul.
Yes. That's precisely what I'm going to do. I'll just put my Bach and my Beethoven to one side and just get down on some serious, filth listening. Are they really that bad?
Look, it's not my style of music.
It certainly isn't even on my planet.
I've listened to it because my sister likes them, but it's not really my thing.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what time it is? Don't. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the podcast pick of the week. Thank you.
I was so looking at my watch.
Why?
You asked me what time it was. And I'm not trying to be funny, I actually.
No, I know it doesn't take very much to send you off down the rabbit path. It's fine. Now, this week we're going to talk about a podcast called Sleepwalkers.
And what's Sleepwalkers about, Paul?
Well, first, you're surprised that I actually remembered it from the conversation 2 minutes ago, aren't you?
I'm shocked. I'm very surprised.
I'm on the ball today, I tell you.
One of us has to be.
Okay, so this is getting a fairly good run. It's only fairly new. I think it's got about 10 episodes under its belt. And it's essentially looking at new technical issues on the internet, like Facebook and the impact of that, and and various different other topics that it likes to cover. And I've just found that it's been quite good listening. Look, it's not done by Stephen Fry, but the guys do a pretty good job. They do a pretty good job.
So discussing up and coming technology and issues with technology that are happening at the moment.
So if you are interested in that kind of thing, that's a go-to.
Now, is it negative? As in, I know some of the podcasts...
Not enough for me, no.
No, I've listened to other podcasts where they're talking about technology and what it's going to do to us, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, this is really depressing.
Oh, I know the one you're thinking of, like the
one that you told me
the end of the world and how it's going to come.
Oh, well, you've been saying to me, you should listen to this, and I listen and go, yeah, no.
No. You should have, because it's fascinating.
I've listened to it, got thoroughly depressed, and put it away. And next time when you say, Pip, you should listen to this, I take that with a grain of
Well,
salt
they
now.
think about certain things. I can't even remember the title of it, and here we are talking about it. But like, for example, with AI, if you had artificial intelligence, for example, and you developed it for, say, a paperclip company, okay, and you just...
Isn't this what they discussed?
Well, this is it. And they sit there and they say, okay, go and make as many paper clips as you can. It's entirely possible that it won't have the moral imagination not to use all resources on this planet to make paper clips, including us. So, because we are made up of, materials. So, yes.
So this one's not as depressing?
No, nowhere near. It's just, it's a fairly... I won't say superficial, but it doesn't go right down into the existential dread of the human soul like some of the others that I like to listen to.
Oh, so good for us normal people then.
Yes.
Right.
Speaking of existential dread, can I just put a shout out to Robert Evans's latest couple of episodes of Behind the Bastards? They do one on Assad, and I think it's critical listening for anybody and everybody who wants to try and understand what's happening in the Middle East. If you're interested at all and you've got all those various different players all, poking a stick at the bear, so to speak, and you're wondering, well, what's the actual laydown of all this? Who's the good guys, who's the bad? They all seem to be bad guys.
How did this happen?
That's right. Have a listen, because it becomes very, very clear once you listen to the whole historical layout of it. You go, oh, that's who the bad guys are.
I found it really educational.
Yes, no, it's very good. So well done to you. I think it was one of the most hair-raising podcasts that I've listened to. Geez, he's good. He does some good stuff, doesn't he? Did you get all the way through...
Parts 1 and 2?
No. Did you get all the way through... Because he did 6 episodes of that.
It Could Happen Here.
It Could Happen Here.
Yes. I really enjoyed that.
You took a bit from it?
I don't know if I took anything from it in the regard as I'm not physically going out now and trying to...
No, it won't change your life necessarily, though it should. But
you have that information now. It changes how you view things.
If we were logical creatures, and we like to think we are, but we really aren't. We just react to whatever stimuli is,
Well, I'd like to think I was already a pretty pro humanity person anyway. So...
Yes, well, it's quite interesting.
But it was very interesting listening.
Yeah, so if you haven't had a listen to It Could Happen Here, wrap yourself up in a nice warm blanket and give yourself a lovely cup of cocoa or hot chocolate or whatever you like to drink, all your comfort food all around you, and get your head stuck into that because it's great.
But the podcast Paul is putting up this week is
the Sleepwalkers. So, yes, which is lightweight compared to the others we've been discussing. To be fair,
I like lightweight.
I know. That's why I thought I'd come up, because I come up with all this morbid, horrible stuff, and, you just look at me sometimes strangely. And so I just thought I'd come up with something a little on the more normal side.
Well, some of us haven't taken that step to total
But I don't know if
distraction.
our listeners are necessarily, normal, because we cover some fairly...
It's nice to have different options available depending on who's there.
Okay.
What do you mean we're dark? I'm not dark. I'm all light and fluffy rainbows.
Sure.
Anyway, so that was Sleepwalkers.
Yes.
The first movie we're going to look at, I put up, which is the 1995 film The Usual Suspects.
Usually, when there is a crime, there is a motive.
I want to know why. 27 men died on that pier for what looks to be $91 million worth of dope that wasn't there.
Usually, when there is a lineup, there's only one real suspect.
This whole thing was a shakedown. And there's no way they'd line 5 felons in the same room.
But this is not the usual crime. This is not the usual motive.
He was in the harbor killing many men.
Kaiser Soze! He saw Kaiser Soze.
And these are not the usual suspects. Keaton.
I'm a businessman.
McManus.
There's nothing that can't be done.
Hockney.
What, do you got a team of monkeys working around the clock on this?
Fenster.
Flip you for real.
Verbal Kint.
Roger, really. People say I talk too much.
He doesn't know what you want to know.
I don't think he does. Not exactly. But there's a lot more to his story, believe me.
In a world where nothing is what it seems,
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled
He's here.
was convincing the world
I know he's here.
he didn't exist.
you've got to look beyond the usual suspects.
I'm smarter than you. And I'm going to find out what I want to know, whether you like it or not.
I work for Kaiser Soze. He feels you owe him. He does not expect all of you to live, but those of you who do will have $91 million.
It was Kaiser Soze, Agent Kuyan. I mean, the devil himself. I'm telling you, it's Kaiser Soze! There is no Kaiser Soze.
I think we get the idea.
Oh, okay.
No, it was just banging on.
You've got a professional speaking. You didn't let him finish.
There's a reason for that, Pip.
So, Paul, did you like the film?
No. Who
Oh, is
put
it
this up?
Me.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with you.
I thought the film was it had interesting bits in it, and some of the performances I found really interesting.
like
Let me
what, Pip?
finish. And I found some of the performances a bit weird, and some of them a bit rubbish, and some of the way it looked was a bit, I don't know, B grade as well. And I kind of got a bit disappointed because I thought something was going to happen, and then it actually happened. I hate being right. I was actually expecting something so more twisty than what I saw. But that might have been just me. I actually thought Kevin Spacey's performance was really good. I enjoyed his character. I got a bit cross with Fred Fenster, played by Benicio del Toro, because I could not understand a word he was saying.
No.
At all. And I'm thinking, well, you need a little bit at least to understand. So I thought that
He was
probably
the poor man Al Pacino, wasn't he? Was he?
He's from Snatched.
Yeah.
But it was too strong. I couldn't understand a word he was saying. And I found, this might sound bad, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way, but I found the performance by
I don't think
Pete
you're going to
Postlewaite.
You're not going to have fans out there who are just going to ring up or write in and abuse you for attacking usual suspects.
Pete Postlewaite, who was in Brastoff, who plays Kobayashi or whatever his name is. I thought, why is he supposed to be playing an Indian guy? I thought, why didn't they just get an Indian guy to play this character?
Casting racism?
Well, that's what I'm trying to put out there. Is he supposed to be like that? Because he looked like he was really heavily tanned
It's
or
still
whatever.
the 90s.
Oh, no
and we
way.
don't trust lines to brown people. You know that.
What a load of rubbish. He's a
That
great
is-
actor. I like him in what movies I've seen him in, but I thought that particular role was all wrong for him. They could have actually got someone who was like genuine for that character.
That
And I
is a
thought,
hard and
that's-
fast rule that has held Hollywood up to where it's been for like a century.
Well, it was just anyway. They could have got someone that actually fit the character role so much better. And I don't know, a little bit more backstory for Dean Keaton, like Gabriel Byrne's role would have. I don't know. A little bit more of that would have been made it a bit more stronger for why all the coppers are chasing him and attacking Keaton in particular. So I don't know. There was parts of the film that I really enjoyed. I liked how the first part linked in with the last part. I love how at the end the police officers looking at the wall and finding all the information for the stories that Kevin Spacey's character's been talking about. But otherwise,
You found it quite engaging, though, did you?
There were bits that I found interesting, but there was too many holes in it to sort of. Parts of it annoyed me.
Yep.
And then, parts of it I found good, like the tee-ups at the end, and that last scene where he's walking as the he's unable to walk on his feet properly, and then suddenly he just starts walking down the street normally and hops in the car and just poofs, disappears. And I love the speech between Kent and the police officers. I find that really interesting. But otherwise, all the other parts where they're actually telling the story, I found really weak.
Right, okay. And you found some flat spots in the film?
Yes, Paul, I did.
Okay, all right.
What did you think of the film, Paul?
Well, look, I shall declare my bias here. I think the film was a film of the 90s. I believe
There's some great films in the 90s.
there were. This was not one of them, though, to be fair. Are you going to defend its greatness?
No.
Okay, so we're going to let that one go through to the keeper, shall we? Okay.